Hello? 250.
Yeah, hello.
Oh man,
Hi.
it's still echoing a bit. Bro, do you not have echo reduction?
Wait. First of all, should I put on this puffy thingy on it? Because it comes with a puffy silencer, I think. What is it?
Well, you can try it. Let's see how it sounds.
Okay.
Bro, do you not have echo reduction enabled on the Discord settings?
I have to check, to be honest.
Bro, there's like some races in the past your mic sounded completely fine and then it just went completely... Yeah, I don't know what
Is
happened.
it voice isolation or echo cancellation?
Just put everything on. Just try everything.
Okay, now I have my voice isolation on.
Alright, talk to me a bit. Let's see how it sounds.
Alright, hello.
Actually, that is better. That is a lot better.
Really?
Yeah, I was hearing loads of background noise before, and now it's completely gone.
Wait, but I still don't have this little puffy thing. Wait. Keep very. Okay. How about now?
Yeah, that sounds fine. But do you have the echo cancellation or whatever?
I have everything on. I have voice isolation on. I have what else? Voice isolation on, and yeah, and there's nothing else for some reason.
Alright, I think that's fine then.
No audio detect warning. No, nothing like that. Oh, Racing 20 to the best. I know you from somewhere. How's FERL doing?
Alright, I think the audio on the stream is fine.
So how's been round one? I didn't I wasn't in contact with AWC for a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, it was good. It went okay. My first time streaming the races. But yeah, nothing
Yeah, I've
went
seen
wrong.
it.
Oh man, how is there so much lag already in game? We don't even have 20 drivers.
Just wondering, why don't we have Cadillac on the grid?
We do have Cadillac, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we do.
We do? Wait, I can't.
Yeah, Latham in P10, he's in Cadillac.
Oh, there it is, yeah. I see. Yeah, because I was wondering if we have every single realistic team, but no Cadillac, I was wondering.
We don't have every single team. I think we're missing.
I mean,
we don't have Red Bull.
I mean, from the real life grid.
Yeah, we don't have Red Bull. We have V-Cog, but we don't have Red Bull.
Well, too bad.
We don't have Aston Martin either.
Hey, but at least we've got Audi and Cadillac.
Yeah. Well, both the
not
new
bad.
teams at least.
Yeah. Wait, is the stream on right now? Like, are we like streaming right now?
No, it's unlisted. I'm just seeing if the audio is fine.
Ah, okay. I got you. But I can hear myself though.
Yeah, that's
in the
thing,
stream.
I have the stream on my phone to see the audio is fine. Alright, I think I'll post it public then.
There he is, my boy. What's up, Seville? How are you?
Ever since Friday night, I've been
Oh, you're sick, aren't you?
battling laryngitis now. This is actually the first time in 36 hours that I've spoken a complete sentence, so we'll see.
Uh,
4 minutes left in free practice. Okay. What the motherfuck? What the hell? Last week, Alan was part of Audi. What happened? Why is Sot Alpine now?
Yeah, lots happened in like a few minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone changed team.
What the hell?
everyone be switching teams last minute.
Give me 1 second. I need to rebuy my nitro, don't I?
Oh, you have Lytron. I just think you passed.
Yeah, so I can stream to the stage. I'm assuming Jay-Z's recording for the live stream. Are we live?
Yeah, I just posted it now.
Yeah.
No, apologies to everyone listening on the YouTube that I sound like I'm constipated.
Hey,
we'll see how I sound like officially when we start.
It's fine, bro. Everyone has to go for that jazz at least once, mate. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
But you sound good at least, as I can hear myself. Oh my day, it's been so long since I last commentated any race.
Alright, now let's... Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Hopefully.
I'll make sure there's plenty of opportunities for us to switch back and stuff.
Yeah,
Let's go
I
here.
remember I had a couple of issues with taking over because I was talking too much. I was giving
Yeah.
my broadcaster partner Slew no time.
Yeah, I have the same issue as well, but it's mostly because I can't queue other people in. So it's like...
I just like...
doing that TeamSpeak strat.
Yeah, I just switch to other person, like basically just asking them or just stop talking. Like that's how I'm signaling that you can commentate or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's pretty bad because the whole stream goes silent for like a minute. Because nobody
we
knows
should have set that
who
up. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Why don't we just do the Daryl world trip start of the race, as he does?
Buddy.
Yes, sir.
Do you
Let's go
have-
racing, boys.
Are you able to like half your screen? It's like you can have like half of it on like the race, like if you window it out instead of just being full screened, and then like we can keep like our DMs open or something so that I can queue you in,
Yeah, sure, no problem.
and then you can queue me in, and then we'll just do that. Let's see. Okay. Guys, is the
Also,
stream still what happened to the stream? Why is it sideways? What? No, we're good.
Also, what happened to that commentator you wanted to bring in?
He's here. He'll probably do
Oh,
race
he's here.
too. Yeah, I probably
Oh.
won't be here for the next couple of races. That's fine. I'm gonna be out of country.
Nice.
Right.
Where are you going to?
I don't even remember. Fuck, what's fucking good? Alaska and then Russia.
Oh, Russia.
Mhm.
All right. Good luck.
All right. I'm about to start qualifying, so let me
Alright,
make
yeah,
sure I
we're
have this set
starting
up.
now.
AC50, check your friend requests and DMs, and then yeah.
Yep,
I'll
you just...
just put
Right.
Q.
Qualifying is now underway.
So, race 2 of the Apex World Championship. Now, of course, driver lineups already switching, and it's been 1 week of action. So, as you heard me mentioning, as I made my entrance just a little bit ago, Sot now officially driving for the Alpine squad. So, keep an eye on him. Alan as well making a transfer to Haas, and the rest of the drivers I'm yet to see. There's Dungeon Fanatics. So, I don't even remember if Dungeon Fanatics was present last week in Hockenheim.
He wasn't.
But now he's here, and he's driving for the Haas, and he's going to be the first one to fly through the sector timer, and that is why we are on board with him at the moment. 28.2 is going to be the first benchmark through Sector 1. Sector 2, the first benchmark, is from CrackDev. So, the field's starting their hot laps. They've got 14 minutes. You can use about half of that to get into the groove, and the other half of that becomes crunch time. Pedro now going to blow past CrackDev's time in Sector 2 by a couple of tenths. Now Dungeon Fanatics making his way to the line. Looked like he was going to the pit lane for a second, and as he crosses, is he going to be the first man to set a lap?
I think Ray is the first
No,
person.
so
on a lap.
invalidation.
Yeah, Ray in P3
What'd you
is
say,
on a hot
JC?
lap. Ray in
Ah,
P3 is on a hot lap now. I think he's going to be
He's
the
coming
first.
to the line.
Yeah.
Yushi now, even faster through 2. Here comes Ray, the V-Carb driver. As he crosses, it's a 119.4. And we'll see if he's able to improve onto that. There's HVSK as well, his V-Carb teammate.
Yeah,
Beastival
UT.
now with a 16.8, Cracked Up with a 28.0. So again, there's a lot of improvement on the board. Do you have any drivers, A350, that you're kind of looking out for today if you had to pick? As Larton gets a 119 flat there for the Cadillac.
Yeah, so as of right now, of course, we are very early into the qualifying session, but again, if I have to choose a driver to get the pole position here today in Australia, I'll have to go with Beast, because Beast is a very veteran. Let's just not
Case
say
in
he's...
point.
Yeah, he's a veteran, as he just showed that one with 18.4 up to P1. He is one of the drivers that I personally know as well, and I personally also know that he's very good when it comes to adapting to new cars, especially the very heavy modified 2026 cars, which look completely different than what the 2025 car looked like. And again, it is important to adapt, and even way more important to adapt as soon as possible. But yeah, if I have to choose, it have to be Bistiva.
Oh, stop
Gotcha.
purple sector 2.
Yeah, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on
Oh,
Thax
never
as
mind.
well.
He's invalid sector 1. That doesn't
Yeah,
really
he
matter.
did. Thax coming into the pits now. He had a pretty decent sector too, but he's not going to be able to improve. He's just going to cross the line. Is he going again immediately? We'll see. Poconaldo and Crackdev, while we were talking, obviously got through past Beastival now, so they're on the front row. Poconaldo, of course, driving for BMW, so again, driver swaps everywhere. We'll get used to it, I swear. Maxi now, no longer McLaren, also driving for Williams. As one of the Haas cars now crossing the line, and that's Dungeon Fanatics, as he cuts the entirety of turn 1, I do believe, so maybe just testing out the waters or something. Again, the 2026 cars are so stable that the drivers are having like issues with it to an extent. Like they wish it was less stable. That's how like good the car is comparatively to the 25 in the opinions of a lot of these league racers. Now, of course, you're still going to have the people that like to push the envelope, people that like the twitchier cars, but it does allow for a lot more strategizing and qualifying. And I have an eye on Thax right now through Sector 1, just kind of keeping an eye on him as he passes one of the Williams. Now it's going to be MXR making his way to the line. Yushi goes P2. So the Mercedes driver puts it on the front row. Dethrones Crackdev now by 100th of a second. Crackdev, meanwhile, is out of turn 6. He's onto the backstretch, and we'll see if he's able to improve with 10.5 minutes to go in quali. So, an interesting start.
Yeah, Beastivar is improving as well in the first sector. His second sector, 16.9, is the yellow sector too. But that still is quite an impressive lap time from him. He's sitting in P4 currently. But let's see what Beast can do as he heads into the final sector. And
Yeah, here comes it.
yeah,
Here
gone.
comes Beast, my number 1 pick in the qualifying. Let's see what the Williams driver is gonna do, because the straight mode is on. Mr. Williams driver goes up to P1, 1 minute 18 dead. And now will Poconaldo respond with any better improvement? Crackdev as well, heading onto the finish line, stays in the 4th position. So we're currently watching the runner-up as of current, Poconaldo.
Pedro on a decent lap as
Heading
well
out.
in P10, 2 green sectors.
Yeah, look at Fax. Like you said,
There he
Sebi,
is.
we have to watch out for Fax. Fax gets the
Oh,
fastest first sector. Now, will he go? Is he going to repeat the same thing
Ooh,
as
Pedro.
Pedro gets P2 and snatches it from the Q80 driver? Now, let's look back at Fax for a second if we can, because his second sector is invalidated. No, sorry, that's the wrong driver. Either way, it's 17.428, so not quite enough for a pole position as of now.
Look at 33.
But
Look at 33. He's
Yeah,
coming out
33.
of 13 here.
Here's Usa Lords.
Yep, 33 is on the way to the line right now out of 14. He's actually got a chance here. Fastest sector 2. I didn't even notice it for a second.
Oh, invalid.
And I'm not sure he's going to put it nowhere. Did he invalidate in
Fox
3?
does it. Fox does it. Sorry,
Ooh.
I thought he invalidated, but Fox does it. Guess not just a P1 from Beast, who's currently looking to start his lap again.
I mean, that's what we expected. unironically. I think Beastable... I mean, part of it still comes down to track knowledge, of course. And the fact that the gap is within inside a tenth means that under race conditions, there's still no clear favorite at the moment. Now, in the constructors and the drivers, you could obviously point to the Ferrari duo of Cracked Dev and Dax. They were the most talked about team last week, obviously. And they dominated. It was a good strategy, but as the season develops, you still have 9 races to go. And these drivers do vary from track to track. Now, another reminder is straight mode, I do believe, works. X said so. Yeah, well, whatever it's called. You know, I'm so done with this terminology. Overtake mode. And essentially the way it works is in the designated sections on the track, your battery turns yellow. But it's not just a nice little color boost. You know, it's a... it actually increases your deployment. I do believe it also increases your regeneration.
Yes.
And the power of the deployment. So, is it overpowered? We're yet to see. We didn't have it last week. Poconaldo set a fastest sector. He's actually on the run-up into turn 13, so we'll see
Thought it was on his
if he
lap
is
as well.
able to cross the line and improve. As Poconaldo makes his way to the line, and it's going to be no improvement.
Yeah, Sod 85.
So still in 118.096.
Sod 85 in last place, rounding out the final corner. Let's see what he can do. He was a strong contender last race, but let's see what he can do here on Australia, and he goes up to P2.
Great from SOT there, second place, but he can still have possibility for pole position there. But as you said, Civil, the 2026 cars of course have the new introduced overtake mode, but also the battery and how much deployment is very different compared to the 2025 cars. In 2025 cars you can have like the battery lasts long straight. Safely you can use the battery long straight without worrying about the usage. In the 2026 cars, if you, for example, deploy battery beginning of the straight in Australia, you're gonna be left almost 0% at the end of it. That's how fast the battery is deploying. But it gives you incredible boost of speed, as I have experienced myself. Almost, 40 kilometers faster than the cars without the overtake mode being turned on. So it has its pros and its cons 100%. And we will see here today how the drivers are going to manage the battery and if their predicts are going to be successful about it.
Something weird about Thax's lap right there that he just improved on. He didn't set a purple in 2 or 3. It was just both greens. And he was yellow through sector 1, but he was still able to make a general improvement. Now, that just tells you that he has consistent pace through the entire lap. And yeah, I agree completely. The amount of strategy now involved, even in quali, is insane. So there's still no verified meta for these battery deployment strategies.
Yeah, Beast of
It's really up to the drivers. Now, a lot of them I do believe are preferring to deploy it on the exit out of the corners and then deploy some obviously in the straights, because if you don't, you lose so much time there as Hello loses a bit of traction through turn 3.
Beast of heading up to the line now on a good lap. Let's see what he can do.
And he crosses the line. Still looks like no improvement. So the top 2 are the only 2 cars at the moment to break into the 118s. So 16 drivers have set a time, and you can see the field spread is about 3.3 seconds. So our top runners, obviously, very strong as they were last week. But keep an eye out for people like Dungeon, like Pedro, like Yushi, Crack Dev. As we wind down the minutes here in quali, they can still steal a spot on the front 2 rows, even the front row, for someone like Dungeon or Pedro or Yoshi. So we'll see what happens. Dungeon, and I have one of the Alpines, I'm not sure which one it is, actually coming through Sector 2 at the moment. Beastable's coming out of the pits and to make another attempt. That is Sot. So Sot and Dungeon are alongside each other out of Sector 3, and I think both of them invalidated. Yep, Dungeon's invalid. And Sot is actually still on a lap. He's making his way to the line. May not be an improvement, but we'll see as he's on the run-up out of 14 to the line. Sot 85, does he improve? Yes, he does! 117.548, new time to beat. And he's ahead of Thax by a 10th and a couple of hundreds to spare. So $1 in spare change. Very good lap from Sot85. Thax, though, still
and
improving.
And now it's get. Oh,
Yeah, I think this track
And
shows
now-
us the difference in ERS deployment because Thax is consistently in the 27th in Sector 1 and everyone else is in the 28th. So I think that shows Thax is deploying more ERS in that first sector. And his second sector is slower than everyone else. 17 compared to a 16 in Sector 2 of Sot. So let's see what he can do in this final sector here.
yeah, it's very getting more and more heated on the track here. 2.5 minutes remaining, and now the desperation kicks in for a couple of drivers in the hopes of a better result in the qualifying. As here comes Fax to the line, snatches the pole position from SOT for now, 1:17.462. Will the Alpine driver retaliate with an even better lap? Let's see. As the Alpine driver goes through the first couple of corners, and now through the straight mode. The straight mode, mostly if you're using control, the straight mode is going to activate by yourself, but if you're using keyboard, you can simply press shift and it turns on. As SOT gets an invalidated first sector, 31.962, but either way, it is comparing to Fax, it is not a decent sector 1, but who knows what will happen as we have almost 1.5 minutes left in the qualifying.
So it's crunch time. Here it is. So Thax 1905 retakes pole position. The gap is 0.08 of a second to Sot. Sot looks like he's already on another lap. Now, with 1:27 to go, you really only have time for one good one. I mean, you can rush yourself out now if you bail, but this is really going to be it. The next time they cross the line, you only have time for one more lap. So Sot crosses with 1:13 to go. This will be his last opportunity as he makes his way through turns 1 and 2. It's a good exit for him. He's going to maximize, not full steering wherever possible, trying to hold on to that minimum speed as they make the run into 3. There's a Williams ahead. Will be catching traffic potentially through Sector 2, depending on how fast the guys ahead of him are. Keep an eye on Dungeon as well. He invalidated. He's making his way through Sector 3 right now alongside one of the McLarens. Pedro, meanwhile, out of 13 into 14. If he's not on a lap, he's obviously going again. Keep an eye on Yushi as well. Yushi, no idea where he is on track. He might be done, but you would expect him to go one more time. Crack Dev flying through Sector 2 as well. Dungeon's on his way to the line. Is it an improvement for Dungeon Fanatics? No, it is not. He will not have time for another lap, it looks like. Beastival through Sector 2, Sot right behind him. Keep an eye on them. That's Poconaldo, who is on a lap behind those two drivers as well. And one of the Ferraris in the picture. That's Crackdev's Ferrari. Thax is meanwhile all the way up through Sector 1. So 5 seconds to go in quality. Here comes Sot to the line, being chased. Allen now sitting P3. Sot 85 coming to the line. Is he able to retake pole position? No. Thax holds on. Beastival crossed the line before it hit 0, I do believe. Is he going to go again, or is that it for him? We'll see. Foco, meanwhile, across the line, no improvement. Still just above the 118 mark. Crackdev stopped. Dungeon stopped. 33 still on a lap. One of the Mercedes still on the lap. Which Mercedes is that? It looks like it's Yushi's. Yushi on a lap. Meanwhile, coming out of 13, now into 14. That's Thax as well. So Thax may be looking to improve even further. He's going to bring his Scuderia to the line. They're on the run-up now, down the front stretch. Thax crosses the line. He's already got pole, and he improves by another 600ths. Meanwhile, behind, any changes in the order doesn't look like it. So that may, in fact, be the grid set for the Australian Grand Prix. Holy frijoles.
Well, it's a qualifying in the end. I thought, myself personally, I thought that SOT could actually pose a threat to Fax at the end there, but, well, he tried. He still got the front row, so it's not that completely bad for the Alpine drivers. He still has a chance of a race win. And again, like we all mentioned, the strategy now is even more important than ever before with the new Bowery. So maybe SOT is gonna absolutely clutch it with the strategy. He's gonna save enough Bowery for a late race overtake the race lead. Who knows? we are 50% done as of now. We're still waiting for the race to start, but man, what a race is this promising to be, and I'm all in for it.
Yay! Now they have to form up and stuff. Yay! Reminder of
And
the
now
Drivers'
we have
Championship, guys. So last week was P1, P2 for Thax and Crackdev, so they're with 16 and 12 points, and then it's Sot with 10, and then behind him was TXH, wasn't it? I don't remember. I think it was TXH. But I don't think TXH is here.
Yeah, he's not here.
Then it was Pedro. Where did Pedro put his car again? I forgot. He's 8th. I thought he would improve on that time, but look at the margins. So many drivers in the 118s. So we'll see. We shall see. Alan, finally the third car to break under the 118 mark by 0.004 of a second, of course.
At least we don't have to wait 15 seconds to the engine to start up, actually, like real life.
Pre-starts. Blue flag.
Alright, so we're still waiting. We've got about 2 minutes left before the race will officially commence here down under in Australia. Of course, last week in round 1 was very close at the end there between Fact and SOT. The margin was 64 thousandths of a second. But it was the Turkish driver that made it at the end. He's starting from pole position once again. Oh yeah, Fax started from pole position last race and won it. Well, Fax is starting the race on pole position. Will he win it? I don't think so. I think it's gonna be either SOT or the drivers behind. Because remember, Yushi, it didn't set a lap time whatsoever. He's gonna start at the very back of the grid. Oh, never mind. He's not gonna start the.
I thought he was 9.
Yushi is 9.
I thought he was.
He's in 9.
Oh.
He had to use an alt
like
account
2 times.
because he got a loading glitch. He had to use an alt account.
Ah, okay. Oh, okay, I see.
Everyone
so
is
you
starting
should
on
be
hard.
9. Wait, where is Beast? Oh, there is P4. Okay. On hards. Oh, man, when was the last time I saw a drive on hards in a league race?
Everyone except PSK is on hards.
I'm so tired. My throat hurts. No girl at home, no birds. What happens in Skeggy stays in Skeggy, mush.
Okay, we're starting now.
So, as the drivers are in their grid positions, we await the lights for a 26-lap race around the Albert Park Street Circuit as we have 5 red lights. And the Australian Grand Prix is underway. Week 2, AWC Season 7. Thax is going to lead them into Turn 1, followed by Sod and Allen. The top 3 absolutely gap the rest of the field on the starts. Then behind, it's Poco, Beast, Crackdev, Dungeon, Pedro. A huge melee going on behind. Thax leads them into Turn 3. The Ferrari sticking to the racing line and already putting a car length between him and the Alpine. But the Haas is all over the rear bumper. That's the Canadian of Allen. He was a strong starter in Hockenheim. He's being a strong starter again. Through Turn 6 onto the backstretch, and it's all to play for. Welcome to Albert Park. Crackdev looking like he is emerging out of that melee now as the field starts to spread out. The order will settle in over the next 3 laps or so. And right now, he is running just ahead of Dungeon Fanatics, the Haas team. Very strong. It's Haas, Alpine, and Ferrari, your leading teams, but don't count out the BMW of Poco and the 2 Williams behind. That's Beastival, also 33 in the mix there as well. There's a car off into the gravel. Not sure who it is, but they're back on track. We make it through 1 lap of racing with Thax in command of this race by half a second to start. Sot, Allen, Crackdev, Dungeon right there behind him, and behind those drivers, an absolute melee going on in the midfield.
What a start that was, and as you mentioned, 3 drivers already gapping the grid like no other. But the battle for second place still commences as you said, the Canadian Valen trying to get past the SOT. I was about to say Frenchman, but doesn't quite do it for now. Oh no, he does. Allen up to P2. And Krakdev as well. It's a double overtake from 2 drivers. It's a double loss from SOT, but we have still got a long way to go ahead of us as we just got second lap of the race. Fax still looking promising. Half a second ahead of the rest of the grid. Not in any trouble whatsoever, but he has to watch out later because Allen and Krakdev are pretty damn quick in Australia, as they proved so far. In the back, SOT, like I mentioned, not a great start, but he can recover from that. Dungeon Fanatics started in somewhere on top 5, stays in 5th place. He's got about 2/10 to SOT, so he's also in the contention for the 2nd place if he catches up. And further back, the BMW civil war, we can say, has commenced between HX4P and Poconaldo, side by side for 6th position, as we are still watching the Alpine driver trying to get past the Ferrari and Haas, but doesn't quite manage to do so. Either way, Fax lost a bit of a time there at the end of lap 2 as he is on the bumpers for his own teammate, so it's a Ferrari 1-2, but for how long? Again, SOT and Allen trying to top this Ferrari domination so far, but doesn't quite look like it.
You can see also, so the top 4 absolutely gapping the rest of the field, except for Dungeon Fanatics, who has decided to linger around, like, one of those ducklings that follows his mother to the pool. In front of him, it's Alan Salt Krakdev, so it's a 3-car fight right now for P2, and then Thax is just comfortably leading, but he's not pulling away, so he's kind of staying there. The overtake mode should be enabled, and that could be a huge advantage for the cars involved right now in the top 5 as they look to continue to chase down Thax. Obviously, he's not getting away, so maybe it is making a difference. They cross the line. Krakdev's even closer on this lap. It's the 2 Haas cars, it's the Alpine, and they chase the 2 Scuderia. Then behind, Poconaldo is holding P6. That's Pedro in 7th. So it's going to be BMW, Audi, Williams right now, 6, 7, 8, as they make their way towards turn 3. That is the leaders of the midfield right now. And they have lost the play for, but that's a slowdown for Pedro, and that's going to give his teammate a chance to fly by. Meanwhile, out front, Thax now ahead by a full second.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, but Krakdev has frozen. Krakdev has frozen on the track.
He disconnected.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Disconnected.
God damn it. Why?
Well, this is huge for Haas in the Constructors' Championship in P2 and P4, and Ferrari only have 1 car out on track.
Absolutely, it's huge. Oh my gosh. I mean, if they bring it home in 12th, well, that's 12 points, excuse me. If they bring it home 2nd, that's 12 points, correct? Then 4th would be what, 8 points? That could be like at least a 20-point swing in the Constructors. Something like that, right? 21 points. So, yeah, I mean, that gets them right back into the mix. Allen sets the fastest lap, so he's chasing 119.1 on hard tires is great pace. Sought, in the meantime, is all over the rear diffuser of Dungeon Fanatics. So that is a battle between the top 4. The rest of the field already 3 seconds behind.
Oh, penalty.
Poconaldo, of course.
Oh, slowdown for
and
Dungeon. Look at that.
Double slowdown.
Symmetry, guys. Symmetry. They're connected. They share the same brain cell out of turn 4.
but that double slowdown is going to open a door for none other than Poconaldo, who is now on the hunt for a 3rd position, which will also help BMW as well in the standings, as the difference between Haas and BMW in the standings is just 3 points. So it's all-out brawl for the runner-up position in Constructors, as Fax is confidently staying away from Allen, but still within a second and still within a chance of being overtaken, but that will have to mean some skill from Alan because Fax is not as slow. Anyway, Dungeon. Again, this guy didn't start in top 3 whatsoever. He made up quite a bunch of positions. Now it's up to the podium place, so it's a hard second and third. Currently, he's looking very good for the American team. Not only the only American team, finally. Second and third, but SOT kind of poses a threat. He's not that close. He's not on the bumpers. Let's be real right now. He's not on the bumpers, but less than a second behind. Could pose a threat in the mean couple of times, as the gap between first and second place is already extended up to 1 second. Of course, again, DRS is gone. There's only arrow mode, straight and corner mode, so those drivers can use it whenever they want on the straights mostly. So again, it's all gonna go down to who's gonna have more Bowery at the end of the race or who's gonna manage it better.
Yeah, I think Alan has fallen out of overtake mode range from Thax, so that might be the reason why he's losing a bit of pace.
He's fallen out of range. But something I want to point out is this is actually very reminiscent of what we saw last Sunday, I do believe, with the real-life Miami Grand Prix. So we had a situation where the top 2 cars were so clear of everybody else that it was shades of Lewis and Max back in 2021, for those that watched that season. And the rest of the field, truly right now, over 4.5 seconds behind. So Dungeon Fanatic sets the fastest Sector 3. He's on some good pace. He's holding on to third convincingly now. He's put a bigger gap towards Sod 85. Behind him, Poco now has to contend. He's not only trying to catch up to Sots and attack, he's also having to defend, or shall we say park the bus, against Speed right now. His teammate behind, Pedro, is all over Beastival. They were nearly side by side out of 4. So the battle for P7 is real as they make the way out of turn 6 onto the backstretch. Pedro looking to recover after that slowdown from earlier. One other thing to note. Alan and Vax both have at least 2 invalidations. I can tell you this because Alan picked up 2 on the lap before this one, where we paid a bit more attention. Now, and Thax had one on that lap as well. He had one on a prior lap. They both are close to getting a penalty. There's pressure on the leaders.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Yushi's out. Yushi's out of the race.
Why does everybody keep crashing? Oh my god,
Heading into the backstretch, hits the barrier, and it's over for the Japanese driver.
Oh no.
And I think that's over for Mercedes as well. I don't think there's other Mercedes driver, but in the meantime, while we were talking, one driver returned from the DNF, that being Kragdev. He's currently out on track once again. He's 6 laps down to leader, and he's about 5 laps down to his next guy, so I don't know, it's only up to him if he wants to improve, but yeah, that's all I'll say. You can go ahead.
Nah, you're good, bro. It's just the thing that I don't understand is how Yoshi crashed there. Like, look where he's wrecked.
I think he hit the barrier or something.
He lost traction 100%. Like, you can see, but man, from Yoshi, that's a surprising error.
There's another front wing at that corner as well. I think Happy lost his front wing because he's 30 seconds down now.
Your exit speed onto the straightaway is so critical. Even with the difference in battery, it's still very, very critical, like it has been with every generation of car. But now, man, rip Mercedes. Facts out front, the gap's still the same. Then it's Dungeon, of course. Then Sot. Then Poco. And you can kind of see that everything is spreading out. So it's Pedro and Beast right now fighting, but we missed the fact that the Audis have swapped again. So now, instead of Speed being the lead Audi, it's going to be Pedro. And Pedro makes the overtake stick on Beastival. So that's going to put Pedro up into P6 for the time being. Running 9th right now is MX RBID. Last week in Hockenheim, maybe not the best season opener, but if he's able to finish in the top 10 this week, that'll be a great improvement compared to where he was last time out. That's his teammate Hello, the other McLaren, so they're running 9th and 10th. Maxi, the second Williams driver, looks like he's struggling out there today, 23 seconds down. HVSK there as well, and that's Lartim also struggling. So bases that we're familiar with. now towards the back of the pack. So we'll see. Happy's 14th. Math Kiddo running 15th. So he's not adjusted great to these new cars, but there's plenty of season left to do so. Meanwhile, out front, Alan closing in inside of a second with Dax. And there's Crackdev as well, but Crackdev's a lap down.
Yeah, Alan.
Multiple laps.
I'm kind of like, of course, I haven't watched the last round yet, so I don't have any context of how. But as of now, I see that Alan is not really that bad compared to Fax, of course. Well, I expected Alan to lose time to Fax over time gradually. I see. Whoa, that's a really nice racing night there from Alan, cutting a bit of a second corner. But I think he has one more validation, one more warning left. Oh, as I say it! I think Fax screws up in turn 4, I reckon, and has a slowdown penalty. That gives the Haas the lead that they needed in terms of the constructors, because it's a Haas sandwich as well. It's third and third, with Dungeon being 4 seconds behind the Turkish driver, but he may catch up. He may catch up to him. He may overtake him if Fax is going to continue making those small mistakes. Because again, you can have a brilliant race all time. Like, you can have a brilliant laps. You can be magnificent, but you call the car once, you have a slowdown, it can ruin your race. And we can see the example of Fax. He was going well so far in the first 10 laps. He was kind of pulling away from Alan. Well, at the end he wasn't, but still. But that one slowdown costing him a position. However, Alan, he's also on a couple of warnings, so he's also may lose a position the same way the Ferrari did. Well, in the back, as we just witnessed, we had a battle for McLaren and the Williams, matter of fact. Maxi fighting hello there for the 10th position. Oh, nice, I say it again. I jinxed the wrong person. Alan had a slowdown in the same area, in the same place where Fax did. And it's back to where it was before. It's Fax in the lead. Alan dropped down second place, with Dungeon being 3 seconds behind the leader. So he is, in fact, a big getting back to the contention for the win. But for now, it's all about the strategy. It's all about patience, and it's all about corner cuts. In stay out of having slowdowns, because again, like I said, it can ruin your race.
Yeah, that's that. Oh.
Excuse me. As I was going to say, it was lap 11. Oh, slow down. I just heard a sound on. I don't know what that was. You're coming to lap 12. And it's a one stop, obviously.
Oh, Salt got a penalty.
The drivers are on the hard. Salt with the penalty. As he makes his way out of 14, now he's going to... Oh, my God. He's going to lose the position to Poconaldo. Poconaldo now going to move for fourth. Potentially, they're side by side, making the way into 1 and 2. Poconaldo and Salt. This is a battle that we haven't seen in a little bit, but he is there. So, oh, what was that? Is that Dungeon Fanatics with the penalty out in front of them as well? Now that's going to bring Salt and that group of cars closer. Dungeon with a penalty out of 4. Now it's Sot 85, which car is that behind them as well? That is the leading Audi of Pedro. So those 3 now involved in a fight for 4th position, a fight that didn't exist just a couple of laps ago. Now it's critical. Alan, 1.3 back, not catching. Dungeon had to slow down as well. He's lost even more time to the top 2. Sot looks like able to hold on to 4th position, even though he made a mistake. Poconaldo's going to have a very hard time getting the move done for the time being. You're approaching half race distance when you cross the line, so you've got to start thinking about when they're going to choose to box. Obviously, you're going to go for softs. Tire offset matters. How quickly you think you can regain that lost time from stopping matters as well. So it's going to be down to these drivers. Meanwhile, Fax, Alan, again, out front by a long shot right now. Dungeon, a full 6 seconds down. Salt holds on to 4th. Now Poconaldo has to defend. Pedro's all over the back of him, so the BMW under pressure now from the Audi, who's putting what would I say? Their expertise in hybrid technology to use here as acclimatization to the 2026 regs going pretty well for Pedro. Obviously, he's got some time to gain back to the front runners like Thax and Sot, but right now he can contend for a top 5 finish if he can get past the BMW. No one else is close at the moment. Beast Bull's the next car down the track, and he's at least another 3 seconds back, and then it's a 10-second gap. But there is a fight going on for P8s that we should not ignore because of the fact that Maxi and Hello have been in this fight for the last 5 laps. So the midfield just choosing to go at each other's throats, while out front, the leaders are just continuing to pull away. But behind them, it is still a brawl between several of these drivers. MXRB's lost time to his teammate. He was there, but over the last couple of laps, he's lost time. Now Maxley looks like is holding on to 8th for the time being. So, interesting developments. You come to lap 14. Thax and Allen closer than ever. 6/10 as they cross the line.
Oh, Alan, ever so close now to Fax. The gap behind them, the gap between them. Sorry, oh! That was a very interesting ride from Fax, going super wide with a slowdown as well. And well,
He locked up.
Alan. Sorry?
I think he locked up.
Whoa,
I'm not sure.
I've never seen anyone locking up.
He might have done that intentionally to dump the penalty.
To penalty
Using
dump,
a
you
penalty
think?
to slow the car down.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's clever. That's clever because then you have the upper hand. You just have to wait for Alan to mess up again and get back to the position. But you know, not always this strategy works because, again, one scenario it can work out. The driver in front of you has a slowdown, but he can drive clean until the end of the race and you just lost the position for nothing. So it's gonna just go down to luck, but also this skill for Alan because, again, if he slows down, if he resists a slowdown, he's gonna lose the position again. But for now, he's gonna be pulling away from the Ferrari driver. Well, now lost 3/10, but before the slowdown, I was about to say, wanted to say that before this whole mess up from Fax, I want to say that Alan was catching up ever so slightly to Fax, like before the slowdown, and overall it was 1.1 seconds, and it was 6/10, then it was 5/10, and then the intentional or not intentional lockup happened, which gave the Canadian driver the lead of the race, and more importantly, again, a upper hand in the constructors as well, as they are just less than 10 points. 11 points behind the Scuderia Ferrari. Looking back, the Dungeon still 5 seconds behind those two. SOT comfortably in 4th place, managed to get away from the fighting too, because here comes Poconaldo and Pedro, two German teams fighting side by side for the race lead for 5th place. But they have to watch out because if they continue fighting, they might open the door for a British driver there, for Beast. He's also less than a second behind them, half a second to be exact. And whenever, there's of course the saying, where two are battling, the third has benefit. Oh, and stopping, third pit stop there from SOT. And he heads into the pits as he goes for mediums. Interesting. Medium compound tire for the Alpine driver with little to 11 laps to go. Looks like the soft compound tire is not good yet, as it's not able to survive that long period of time. But moving on, the battle for P5 continues. Sorry, now it's P4 because of the stop that SOT made. Either way, it continues, and it's still Poconaldo trying to get clear of Pedro. Pedro is doing a mighty work right now for Audi, as they're currently 4th in the standings. Very 20 points behind, but it doesn't matter. They want to score as many points as they can, as the second driver, being but Speed for Ages, is currently in 12th place, so he's out of points. So the only hope for points, again, is this man, Pedro. And he's still continuing the battle with the Q80 driver for the 4th position, while Beast is haunting them behind, lurking, trying to find a perfect moment to overtake as Pedro goes into a pit. When we will see more drivers coming in, well, time will tell. As Pedro is going to be enough. Now he's going for softs, so it's an interesting strategy from SOT then. He's going to be currently the only driver on the mediums, and probably the only driver on mediums after all
Slow down,
the pit
Alan.
stops.
Oh my god. Oh, the lead. Thax takes the lead out of 6. Same spot where Yushi wrecked. Same spot where we've had a couple slowdowns today. Besides turn 3 and 4, that's been the hot spot. You know, you put your phone onto mobile data, you have one of those things. That was the hot spot for slowdowns today. Now, Alan just loses the lead of the race. It's not over. It is nowhere near over because they still need to box. Both cars, both leaders, absolutely going to go onto the soft compound at this point. Stott earliest to react, so he was planning to go 10 racing laps on medium tires. Here comes Thax. If he doesn't go softs, I'll be surprised. But keep in mind, with the degradation levels on the 2026 car, mediums are also very, very viable at this point. You don't want to jump the gun, essentially, by boxing too early onto softs because it can degrade faster than you think. Thax, though, is going to be comfortable with it. He says it's time. So he makes his way out of the pit exit with a fresh pair of reds on. And that is his decision to the end of the race. Alan's going to go on softs as well. That may be strategy, that might be response, but the two leaders will be chasing each other down to the end of this race. Beastival, for the moment, is actually going to be net P1, but for how long? Another slowdown for Thax in the same spot. Here comes Alan. Alan's got to catch him. He's going to gain a lot of time back right there. So that penalty that he had, now somewhat less of a factor. He's still going to be behind Thax as they make their way through Sector 2. So Beastival now going to be net P1 for a little bit longer until he comes in. Dungeon has already boxed. He's on the soft tires, so he's racing to the end as well. Can he gain back 9.6 seconds with the pace he's had today? Not likely, but he should be on for a P3 finish if he can maintain that pace. Sott on the mediums, though. Not someone you can count out with a gap of 3 seconds to the car ahead. Pedro behind, now commanding the front of the midfield. A true Navy midshipman. Then Hello is running net P7 for the moment. He's not actually, but he needs to come in. Poconaldo is truly in 7th, as that's Thax setting a 32.89 through Sector 3. So the softs, obviously his friend right now. Dungeon Fanatics says, no, they're mine. 32.85. Beat that. Then Pedro says, I can do one better than both of you, and sets the fastest lap of the race. So obviously the softs are strong for the time being. We'll see the fall off towards the end, but it's gonna be a race to the finish between these front runners.
I was about to say about the weirdness of the SOT strategy because he goes for mediums and he just had a slowdown, costing the 5th position. Pedro up to P5 and Poconaldo back into a contention for 6th place this time. It's a bit of a second or more or less behind the SOT. So, and again, everything can happen. Beast, surprisingly, I'm still wondering why. Beast is staying out even after Thax overtaking him. Clearly, he wants to have the most freshest softs there are, so that he can have more grip than the rest of the grid. As Beast finally decides to pull in and switch to those beautiful softs, which will give him extra grip and hopefully extra pace as he's gonna chase down the front runners. That means Thax isn't. So it was before the pit stop. Thax in the lead, Alan in 2nd place, Dungeon in 3rd, and then it's gonna be Pedro in 4th, followed by SOT in 5th. Yes, it's going to be Poconado 6th, and then Happy in 8th. Oh yes, just managed. Happy just managed to beat Beast out of the pit lane. Happy I cannot even speak right now. Happy up to 7th, Beast down to 8th, and now it's all gonna come down to those softs that Beast wanted to be the freshest. And look at that. Poconaldo, his teammate, Happy's on the mediums, same as SLT. Maybe he's too worried about. Maybe he's worried that those sauces are not gonna last long enough, so he wants to be 100% sure that he's going to last. But that is gonna cost him a lot right now, because here comes Beast with better tires, better speed. Not a better car because all cars are equal. But it doesn't matter. Almost side by side they go. Again, this is just for 7th position, but this is better than nothing. So I'm only here for it. As Beast now, wheel to wheel, nose to nose, heading into the final 2 corners of the track. And I think he got him. Yeah, he's so close. They're running each other down like ghosts, so I don't see. Yeah, there it is. Beast up to P7, overtakes Happy. Let's see if Happy's worries are correct or if he just lost precious time and positions later on.
I think Happy was on those tyres since lap 5, because I saw him, he was 30 seconds down. So I think he lost his front wing and he had to pit early.
If that's the case, he's doing good.
Yeah.
I was going to mention, so as I heard Dungeon Fanatic slam down the gears through one of the corners just a moment ago, for the top 3, Dungeon's gained back about 1.5 seconds. Now here comes Pedro. What the hell? Here comes the Audi. Out of nowhere into the chicane, and it's a battle for the podium. Oh my goodness gracious, the Audi's flying past. Where did this man come from? Pedro 98 into turns 9 and 10, and suddenly he has put himself in contention for P3 clearly. Fighting to the end of this race. Dungeon and Pedro, side by side, they make the way out of 14. Good googly moogly, I didn't even see him. He kind of appeared like my father. Just out of nowhere. They make their way now on lap 22. That's Thax leading through turn 3. Allen losing more time. It had to have been a slowdown. He picked up another invalidation on this lap. He had an invalidation the lap before. When they came out of the pits, the first full lap they did, Thax was a full second faster. Then he gained 2/10 back the next lap, but now, with that slowdown, he is over 5 seconds behind. With only 4.5 racing laps to go, is this the dagger that is going to cement back-to-back race wins for the leading Scuderia driver? Dungeon and Pedro, meanwhile, do not give a flying crap about what the 2 leaders are doing. They are involved in their own fights, but Pedro now confidently has snatched P3 away from the Haas. So is this the first time of the season that we will have 3 different constructors on the podium? We shall see. Dungeon's going to fight them all the way home. They're going to come to lap 23. They're going to come to 4 racing laps to go. Salt 85 defending as hard as well as he can from Poconaldo. That is the other fight going on. Sot, Poconaldo with a slowdown out of 13. That's critical. Here comes Beastival. It's in the straightaway. Plenty of momentum for the Williams driver. This is his chance to move past Poconaldo. If he can hold on to the end of this race, he's got to make it through turns 1 and 2 and appear 1 or 2 noses ahead. But for now, he's at least almost alongside. Slowdown for Poco at the start of lap 23, and that's critical. Now the Williams with a chance to finish in 6th position. Can Poconaldo defend him out of 4? They're side by side. They make their run towards the backstretch, and there's 2 close to call. Neither one with the advantage out of 6. They keep it clean. They keep it off the gravel. Fights everywhere. Dungeon's losing more time to Pedro. He's pulling away for 3rd. Sot's holding on for P5, Beastival and Poconaldo still fighting as they make their way towards the chicane. This is incredible racing for that spot, which is dominated. The front of the midfield, in theory, P6 is where the front of the midfield has been all day. And now, it's Beastival and Poconaldo looking to take this all the way home to the line. Good googly moogly, bruh.
It's incredible, man. It's the final three laps, 2 laps, and we get to see those 2 incredible battles. Because remember, not only do we have battle for P6, but the battle for P3 is still on. Dungeon doesn't want to give up. He wants a podium. He wants those extra points for the team. The team really needs them if they want to be in a contention for the Constructors' Championship later in the season. Dungeon doesn't give up, looking to get some weak point out of Pedro. Pedro, I gotta say, this man, I have never expected him to be that good. Of course, as of in this race, but man, does he deliver in an Audi. Currently in third place, but he has to watch out. Again, whoever has the more battery at the end of the race, oh well, he's gonna have a better finish and maybe a possibility for an overtake, as Fax is still our leader, heading to lap 25. Allen, 2.7 seconds, not posing any threat whatsoever so far. But again, this battle for P3, oh, this is absolute cinema, as I say. Let's see what will this battle bring, as it's still Pedro hanging in there. He's still in P3, but again, Dungeon, he has more experience. Dungeon is more experienced in most of the cars per Apex. He's been here since what, a couple of 3 years now, maybe 4 even, maybe even more. Heck, I don't even know. But he's very experienced driver as a whole in the game, so he has this advantage. But again, this is 2026 cars. This is the only second race in it, and all the drivers, not even the veterans, have to, accumulate. They have to just work with them. They have to see how they feel like, how the car handles the corners, how they have to deploy the barrier as well, everything. They have to accommodate with it. And if they don't do it, they're just gonna lose everything in the race and in the season if they manage to stay in the midfield. As Pedro, again, the battle continues. He's still in P3. SOT, he's creeping behind. He's just 2 seconds behind the pair. He could pose a threat. Oh, he accidentally turned off the straight mode, but it doesn't matter. Fax starts the final race of the Australian Grand Prix. What a race this has been.
Facts. Just one more lap around the circuit to go. 13 corners as he's out of 2. That's Allen behind. He's gained time back. It's not going to be enough. Excuse me. The laryngitis is getting to me, and I think the pressure is getting to Dungeon. He has not been able to repass Pedro. The battle for third may go all the way to the line. The battle for sixth may do the exact same. There are still fights all over this field. Those are the two to watch. It's Pedro and Dungeon fighting. They're sought in the background, just a little too far out of the picture with only one to go. That's Thax now, all the way towards the chicane, looking to pass laps traffic as the battle continues behind him. It's going to be back-to-back race wins for the Turkish driver. He says, go ahead and fire up the grill, make me an Iskandar kebab, because I'm going to enjoy this one. Back-to-back wins for the Scuderia.
Dungeon got Pedro for now.
Oh, Dungeon's gonna get Pedro. They're gonna have just a couple of corners to go. Dungeon Fanatics is holding on to P3 for the time being. Beastival and Poco, still no clear winner there. Can Dungeon hold on? 2 corners to go. Into 13, out of 14, an error from Pedro, and just like that, 2 Haas drivers will finish on the podium. Dungeon Fanatics, to the line, takes home P3, there it is. Pedro 4th, Sought rounds out the top 5 and behind. Poco and Beast. Beast gets him at the line by nothing. Literally nothing. Under a 10th. Not even barely half a 10th. Oh my goodness. But it's enough. The British driver gives him the bird as they make it past the start-finish line for the 26th time today. It's P6 for Beastival. Happy brings it home 8th. Speed brings it home 9th. Hello rounds out the top 10 for McLaren. It's a good day for him. Maxi, off the pace of his teammates, gonna bring it home 11th, but still plenty of time to get back into the groove. Lartsum, P12. MX Arbid's gonna bring it home 13th. Math Kiddo, 14th. HVSK 15th. And that should be all of the cars still on track. We've had a couple of DNFs. We lost Yushi. Crack Dev had a chance Then he disconnected. 33. We lost a lot of drivers. But at the end of the day, it's Scuderia on top.
And man, what a battle! Again, that's what we expect from the 2026 F1 cars. To have multiple overtakes, to have those final overtakes that are separated by 1 millisecond there. Like, for example, Beast and Poconado, but man, hats off to Pedro, because this man gave everything today. Over 26 laps. He almost had it. At the final lap, he almost had the podium, but at the end, it was Dungeon who got the better of him and snatched the P3 from him. But that doesn't change the fact that we have to watch out for Pedro later on in the season, because this man is dangerous to the rest of the front runners. And maybe he's gonna win. Maybe we will see. Those cars are incredible. They deliver. Well, in real life, sometimes they're hated, but for me, they live up to expectations. So many overtakes this race. And honestly, again, congratulations to Fax to taking it double for Alan as well. It's Haas second and third, meaning they are gonna just inch closer to the Ferrari in terms of constructors, but in terms of World Drivers' Championship standings, well, it's gonna be Fax getting his hands even further away from the rest of the grids as we look on to the third round of the season in Czechia.
Dungeon was 15 seconds back at the line. Man. Yeah, I thought Pedro had him. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even see where he came from. Like, when I saw Pedro catching Dungeon, I was like, what?
Also, wasn't he like 7 seconds behind him or something before that?
I don't know.
I was like,
but he just appeared out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Like Randy Orton, out of nowhere, man. He had it.
Salt was off
pace. Almost had it.
Salt off pace, Thax. Held on. Yeah, he's off pace on the hards too. Like, I don't know. He's just